Electronic Resource Kit by Joel Barker for Orientation to Education and Human Development. The Power of Yet is a method put forth by Carol Dweck, which is basically a great tool to use as a teacher to help students overcome certain problems. Some students tend to shut down when faced with a certain problem. However, through each mistake, the brain grows and learns. I believe that alone is a powerful message to communicate to students. This video says, your brain is like a muscle. When you try challenging things, you're giving your brain the exercise it needs to get stronger, which makes you smarter. This is just Carol Dweck further describing the growth mindset. I feel like this video would be beneficial for teachers or teachers to be to get a better idea about the growth mindset. What Made Tiddalik Laugh by Joanna Thornton. Tiddalik is a beloved children's book which I remember from my childhood. It sums up acceptance in general. The platypus doesn't look like any of the other animals in the bush, but it plays such an important role in the community by making Tiddalik laugh. This releases all the water from his belly and everyone can now have a drink from the creeks and the rivers. This video is a great way to allow teachers to put on voices and to really engage the students. It also incorporates really beautiful, bright, colourful imagery, and it has an overall moral of accepting those who might look different. By Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss seems to have a moral behind all of his books. I remember reading The Sneetches as a child. The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss touches, I believe, mainly on socioeconomic acceptance. The star-bellied Sneetches turn their noses up at the ones without, and by the end, the stars are available for them all to have. The ones who had them originally don't want them anymore, and the ones who didn't have them want them, and it gets way too confusing. So they decided it would end up best if everyone was different and they worked together as a community. I think this is a really good idea to put forth towards primary school students, and hopefully they'll use the morals learnt in the Sneetches in their social settings. Te Whāriki. Te Whāriki is a New Zealand framework that focuses on the non-cognitive skills that we learn as babies and puts them forward into an early learning childhood curriculum. I find it fascinating that we learn so quickly from birth, and this framework reminds me of the video The Child's World that we discussed in week 6. The Power of Yet by Carol Dweck. The Power of Yet is in the same family as the growth mindset put forth by Carol Dweck. Students, when faced with a problem, tend to lock up completely, and it's the job of the teacher to be the key, to say the door isn't closed yet. Everyone learns at different rates, and you will get there. You're yet to get there. It's a wonderful approach to put forth to a primary school setting. The 2 videos attached, one of them is Janelle Monáe's song that she sings on Sesame Street, which we watched in the lecture, and the other one is a continuation from the growth mindset cartoon seen in slide 1. This one focuses on the power of yet. Humanistic approach. I came across this while looking through reference book. The humanistic approach is basically knowing the students individually in regards to what they can achieve and what they need to work on. You don't see the classroom as one unit and expect them to be at the same level. It's embracing what students excel in and what students need a little more help along the way. Whoever You Are by Mem Fox. I was originally going to write about possum magic, but I found this to be a fantastic example of cultural acceptance, which can be a hard thing to discuss to really young people. This book is a beautifully illustrated way of discussing these issues. It basically describes that we all laugh the same, we all cry the same, we all feel pain the same, we all feel sadness the same, regardless of what we look like or where we're from. It promotes a wonderful message and also the opportunity to open a class discussion about different places around the world. The main focus of my slide all seem to revolve around human rights. Human rights is a hard thing to put into a box and to describe because it seems to be very vast and very vague. But basically, we are born having earned human rights. We don't get them along the way. It's all about embracing and acceptance and tolerance. I think these values are really important to put forward into a primary school setting and will ultimately be the result of a perfect primary school experience for the student.